that stands out most. I had a colleague, a psychotherapist, who was attacked at her place of business. So this is a very vulnerable situation for a therapist, because you're in a giving profession, you're undefended, so to speak, and it was, I believe, an adolescent. And the adolescent attacked her, and she was physically hurt and emotionally really in pain. She came over to the house a couple of times and used the mat first for 8 minutes to see what it was like, and then I think for 2 sessions of 20 minutes. I put her in theta state, so I turned the Chinese organ clock to evening, and I said, look, we can do a typical EMDR belief, like I am safe, I am whole, I can take care of myself, I'm not going to be hurt like this again. Or we can talk about protectors, or a visualization, a guided imagery thing. And she said, I think I'm going to think of the people, the imaginary people or the real people who are my protectors, my heroes. And she was able to, in her mind's eye, enter into the facility, go to the physical spot where the abuse happened, and feel like she could stay there for a few minutes, look around, and then come back out. It's time to come back out. So she came to the house, I think, 2 times, and I think did 2 20-minute sessions each time. She went back to work, and she decided, you know what? This is not good, because the administration in this place is not taking care at all. It's not providing the safety measures. So that was a real eye-opener for me. Another thing, very briefly, we have several friends who are in serious condition. One needs a lung transplant, and she's quite anxious because she's on the top of the list to go to Seattle for a lung transplant, and she's been on that list for a year and a half. So they have to be ready. If they get a phone call, they have to be up in Seattle within 3 hours. And their dogs, their cats, everything has to be ready to go. So basically I brought the mat over, and she had just gotten off the phone with another friend who was sick, and they were talking about her level of anxiety. And I had never seen her this tense. So I explained the mat, and she put it on. And I think I chatted with her husband for a little bit, and she said, wow, I'm really relaxed. So I left it with them, and basically every time I leave it maybe for 2 days, or a day and a half, I go back, and she just smiles, and she says, wow, I'm really relaxed. This came at the right moment, because now she's investigating whether they can get on the list for San Francisco, and how that would work. So basically from the first day I brought it over there to maybe 3 days later, there was a total change in her. And her husband came out and said, you know, I had this pain in my shoulder, it's totally gone. And he said, you know, she didn't tell you that I've been a mess too. I haven't been easy to live with, you know? And and then she says, he loves it. We love it. It is the So there are a lot of other stories, but those are my stories.